Yo, what's going on, YouTubers? Plumpy here. Just doing another little video like I usually do, and today showing off something. I actually got this a while back. I did a video on it and I just never posted it. And then somehow I lost the footage or whatever on one of the old SD cards that I had was corrupted, I guess. So I decided to go ahead and do this again and show off a little thing that I picked up. I've had it honestly almost, I don't know, 6 months, something like that, maybe a little longer. And it was a heck of a deal when I did get it. The place I got it was, you'll know in the description, but at PSA. They sell some pretty good stuff, and I've bought quite a few things from them over the years. And go ahead and show off the new thing that I picked up. Let you guys check it out. Yes, sir. The new PSAK-47. They had these pretty darn reasonable priced. I've wanted a newer one for a long time, and you guys knew I had an Egyptian Mahdi, and this is a newer version. This is all American made, American parts. One thing I did do is when I did get this, it came with the Magpul front end and the ZHUKOV folding buttstock. I know a couple of guys out there got these. They're pretty solid. I've not shot it that much, but I've shot it quite a bit, but not as much as my other one, obviously, because I've had it for years. But there's a little problem with these things that I've seen, and no one's done a video on it on YouTube, and it took me a little bit to figure it out. I was kind of ticked when I first got this thing, because straight out of the box, I took it out to the range, shot it, and it shot a couple times really well, and then it started hanging and not firing, and I was ticked. So I tried to figure it out there. I broke it down, looked at everything. Everything looked normal, but I just couldn't figure it out. Well, I came home and I started reading reviews and looking at stuff, and come to find out that this is actually a problem that PSA knows about. They're just not taking the time to fix it at the factory, and I don't know why. But what I read in the forums and people I talked to that gave me the information that I fixed it myself in less than 5 minutes is inside here. They use the TAPCO double hook trigger system for the AK, and really good. I have one in my old AK that I put in myself. I installed it, new trigger, hammer spring, and all that. But the problem is the hammer springs on these, when they come from the factory, or whichever one they use, I'm not sure if the hammer spring itself is from TAPCO, but I know for a fact the trigger is. They come, all AK-47 hammer springs are really solid, and they're just basically like winded cable, and they're bent with a couple hooks on the back of them that set over the hammer. Well, inside here, when you get it from the factory, or when you get it from PSA, they're not straight. They're not like they should be, and they're kinked in a little bit, and that was the problem. Those springs were bent and bent wrong, or how they were installed, they're not right. And it would fire sometimes because it would stay there, but after you fire it about 4 or 5 times, it would slide or it'd kick over, and that was my problem. You can't really tell it unless you get in with a flashlight and look really close on how they're bent. And basically what I did was uninstall it, and honestly I took a set of these needle nose pliers and another set of pliers and just kept rebending them until I got it straight, and I just kept jacking the slide. This gun is unloaded, there's nothing in it, it's safety checked. I just took it out of the safe, but anyway, these things, the springs were weird in them. They were just bent. Well, I bent it and bent it and bent it. It only took a couple of minutes, but I got it to where every time that I would jack it back and look at it, they would stay in the grooves they're supposed to. After that, I took it back out to the range and fired about 100 rounds through it, and flawlessly, no problems. And I took it back out to the range again later on, probably a month later, fired it, no problem. So I'm pretty sure I fixed the problem that it did have. They had a really good deal on these. That's why I went ahead and picked it up. It was actually under 500 bucks for this rifle, and it came with the Magpul grip, the ZHUKOV, and usually just this folding buttstock's over $100 just for this. And like I said, it did come with the mag pull, but what you see here is the Midwest Industries Gen 2. This is their upper rail system for an AK-47. Pretty solid. And I actually got this sent out to me through Midwest Industries. And I tried to put it on my old one, and it wouldn't fit because for some reason my Modi was out of spec or something, and it would not fit. So what I did was, when I ordered this, I just kept the fore end here setting around, and when I ordered this, I switched it out, and I took the mag pull off the front of this and put on my old AK, my Egyptian Modi. And I actually had to do some modification a little bit to it on the gas cover, even the mag pull one to put on the Modi. So I know it's something to do with the actual gas tube itself. The bottom part fit. The cover for the gas tube wouldn't. I don't know why. Gun fires fine, shoots fine. It's pretty darn accurate, but it just wouldn't accept this. And the way this looks and feels, man, I love this. It's got your hash marks. It's M-LOK, come with a rail system. They actually sent me 2 rail pieces with it. And I've owned a lot of Midwest Industries. You can see their emblem there. I've owned a lot of their equipment. Never had a single problem with them. One time I did, and it was their old styles of rails. These little rail pieces here, and it was on one of my ARs. And what it was is they even knew about it. They contacted me and told me about it. And they actually replaced it with a new system, a new setup, and for free. So they fixed the problem, and it wasn't really a problem. It was just the stuff they were made out of. They were breaking. People were tightening them down too tight, and they would snap the rails. Now they're like aircraft aluminum, and it's pretty hard. You're not going to snap them. But this is it. This is a new toy. Like I said, I switched it out for the Midwest Industries Gen 2. I really, really like it. It feels good in the hand. It's pretty solid. But just wanted to show it off and let you guys see what it looks like and everything. That's how she looks. And that's how she looks. Pretty solid little setup. I do have something coming. It's a new flash suppressor for the end of it. And basically it's a Midwest Industries. I'm going to throw that on here a little later, but just hasn't showed up yet. But anyway, that's it. And if you guys are having a problem, or you guys looking at this video, that was one of the main problems with these rifles, is the trigger spring. For some reason they come from the factory like that, and I read hundreds of reviews and stuff on forums, and straight out of the box they either worked real good or they didn't, and that's why. Like I said, I fixed it myself. I just rebent the springs. And if you know anything about AK-47s or do any work on them, you know what you're doing. Like I said, I've replaced a bunch of parts on my old one. It's relatively simple, and there's 2 grooves for the springs to set in. As long as you keep it straight and it stays in those, you'll be fine. That's what I had to do to this one, and it works just fine now. But wanted to show it off, let you guys see how it looks after it's all said and done. But beautiful freaking rifle, fires well, I love it, and highly impressed with it, and got a super deal on it. And so anyway, I wanted to show it off and let you guys see, and tell you the honest truth, the real reason I went ahead and broke down and got one like this is from Pop's Quest reviews on it, and seeing him shoot it and how it reacted to different magazines. And yeah, I knew it was a pretty quality piece. And like I said, I've owned quite a few Palmetto State Armory products, and I've had some problems, but not very big. And every one problem that I did have, they did fix it. So that's pretty cool, I guess. But the only thing I have bad to say about Palmetto State Armory is their wait time. It's ridiculous, but they have so many orders, and they're a smaller type company. I guess it's worth it for the wait, just the deals that you do get. So it doesn't really bug me that bad. Some people don't like them because of that, but you get such a heck of a good deals, it's worth it. But anyway, this is it. And yeah, the new PSAK-47. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks.